Hello, how are you today? Welcome to another live stream brought to you by GuitarCollege.com. Here we are again for your live stream. Remember, this is yours because if you don't ask questions and keep it interesting, we fall asleep. And that could very well happen today. So we want to get your input. Remember, again, it's your live stream. So we got Wes over here working the camera. Say hi, Wes.
Hey, everybody. Good morning. Glad to have you with us.
There he is.
Sponsored by GuitarColor.com.
That's right. You're leading foremost.
And Walmart.
It's the Walmart of guitar lessons. And now Gail is over here. There she is. She's on the message board, but she's 200 miles away taking care of our great-grandkids, the twins. They're 2 years old. And I think by the time she gets done, she's going to need a real good vacation.
Yeah, that's a lot of work. Those little...
Oh, God.
What are they, like a year and a half? Almost 2, maybe?
I thought they just turned 2.
Oh, maybe they did.
Yeah.
No? Well, I don't know.
Yeah, so they...
Either way,
they were super preemie babies. They were 5 months is all, So, you could hold them in your hand. There's little things. Crazy. But anyway, they're going strong now, boy. They're into everything. Wes, we're going to need to turn the air on, man.
Not yet. It's not even
yet.
It's
What?
not even hot.
Oh, man. Anyway, so...
If anything, let's just open the door.
Well, you could do that. The door.
But it's literally, it's not even hot yet.
Yes. Okay. Okie dokie.
Also, why don't you wear shorts then?
Because I'm a grown-up. I'm not a little boy. Little boys wear shorts.
I mean, that's what all the news anchors would do.
That's
when
true.
I worked at the news, they have just a suit and jacket
Suit
on, and
shorts.
they have shorts and like slippers.
Yeah, that's how the Tonight Show band was. You'd see them on their break there, and they'd come walking out, and there they are in shorts and thongs. Thongs on their feet. And it was kind of funny. So what we got a big show planned for you, really big.
I was trying to get a photo of the twins for people to see.
Oh, Mom's probably got some. Well, I don't know how you do.
Oh, here you go.
Oh, there's Wes and the twins.
Yeah.
There they are.
So they like to run around, and they are active kids for sure.
They are.
And they're twins, but they don't really look alike either.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. That's our living room. That's a picture of Abbey Road there on a piece of wood. So, there's the twins. So, let's see. Girl from Ipanema. Let's start there, okay? So, everybody knows that tune, right? And the problem with a good song like that, a wonderful song, is that it gets played so much, and you've probably played some really bad with some bad people or something, and it blows, and you realize, then you stop playing it because people screw it up and what have you. Then you revisit it and you think, wow, that is a cool tune. I mean, it really is a bitchin' song. Can I say bitchin'? Or does that make it sound like I'm from the 70s?
I don't know.
Okay, so it's a great little tune, and I like to play it up as like a samba, as we just heard. So, we'll kind of go over that a little bit because, I forgot I was going to play this. Isn't that a nice sound? something like that. I have a lesson on that song at guitarcollege.net. No, guitarcollegelibrary.com if you want to check it out. Okay, let's see who's here.
There's a bunch of lessons on that song too.
Yes, because there's a lot of improv insights in comping and all that.
So you can learn a solo, transcribed solo, transcribed octave solo, comping versions 1 and 2, chord melody, and then a whole 47 minutes of talking about improv.
Wow.
On that song. 47 minutes.
40s, that's a lot of minutes talking about improv because that particular song, I mean, it's all over the map, man, harmonically. So
that's 47 minutes that you will not get back in your life.
That's the equivalent of watching 2 Seinfelds.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
it's great on watching those on Netflix because there's no commercials.
Right on.
Yeah, it's like 21 minutes.
21, boom, done.
Yeah.
Andrew from New Jersey and Jim Raw from Moore Park. Thank you for being here with us, guys. Mick Mac, Patty Whack, give your dog a bone. This old man came staggering home. This old man, he played knick-knack on my thumb with the tic-tac, patty whack. Give yourself a bone. All right, never mind. From Switzerland and then from Berlin. Good gosh, we're all over the world here. Chuck from, I don't know where you're from, but let's see. Chuck's got a question. We'll get back to that. Roy Rodriguez, fan of the Epiphone Joe Pass you are playing. Thank you. Good morning, Gil. Big Mac, please, Rich, unveil the secrets of Bebop right now.
Yeah.
You know what the secret is? Don't even do it. Don't even do it. Don't mess with it. Yeah, just go like this. That's where the money is. Well, I don't even know anymore those songs. Bobby Cox, hello. My son was a 6-month preemie. He's 15 years now and strong. Wonderful. Isn't that amazing? Just truly amazing.
Yeah, so there's a lot of
Okay, we got some questions here. Okay, so that's good. So, do you want to take on a couple questions right now?
Yeah. I was waiting for the answer to Mick Mac's question.
What was that?
Unveil the secret of Bebop now.
Yeah. Do you know what the secret is? Go like this. Incorporate triplets.
Well, how about yeah, so that's what I was saying. Like, if there's one piece of advice that you could give someone for playing bebop, what would it be?
Yeah, go like that. A lot of those. So you're playing eighth notes, but you got to put the triplets in there. Okay, there it was. There's a $100 lesson right there. Bada, bada boom, bada bing, bada boom, 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 bop, bop. Yeah, there you go.
Let's see. Marvin's here. We gotta get to that. To your question, Marvin. John Wicks is here from Saudi Arabia.
Wow.
Chuck's in Virginia.
John Wicks. They made a movie about you.
Probably a different one.
Oh.
Let's see. But Todd Richmond, he's down in Lompoc.
No way.
Yeah,
Todd.
Yeah, right down the road from us. You know, there's supposed to be a space launch tomorrow from Vandenberg.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I want to see it. What time?
Somewhere between like 5:45 and 10 a.m. or something.
Boy, yeah. I'll stand outside and wait for that.
Yeah, it's cool when you can see them from my place.
Oh yeah.
We need a good view.
Well, I lived in Lompoc when I was a little kid. My dad worked at Vandenberg Air Force Base, which is now called Vandenberg Space Force Base, and so we saw rocket launches all the time. And also, one of the most spectacular things I ever saw was when they blew one up because it got off course. I still remember that when I was a little boy then.
Wow, Todd's backyard is just 8 miles from the launch area.
No way.
That'd be a good view. Man, I bet you. Do you feel that when it? You gotta feel that, right? A little earthquake, kind of. Man, it seems like you would feel that.
I lived in Vandenberg Village, Todd, on 535 Mars Street, and when those houses were brand new, in 1958, 9, something like that, or 1960, something like that. Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes when you see you see something launch there and it's going all wacky and it definitely looks like it didn't go right. I've seen a few of those where it's just like, and then
Did
all
they
of a sudden,
blow it up? Or
it's not like they blew it up. It's like they're testing something and it just doesn't, the fence rumbles for about 45 seconds after the launch. That's awesome.
wow, jeez.
That's awesome.
You're ground zero there, nuclear attack. My what is he, nephew, I guess, was high up on the security of that base, and he took us all around and showed us where the nukes are. And it's funny, it's just a chain link fence around a nuclear silo that's down the ground, and you think, wow, and they're all over the place. Wow, there it is. And then nice tribute to Ronald Reagan on that base.
I'm telling you, I live in if there is ever a world war, I'm done. Living in Pismo, right between Vandenberg and then the other right in between Vandenberg and Diablo Canyon nuclear plant.
That's right.
Oh man, they're gonna just kill that whole area.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Anyway, so questions here. Roy Rodriguez has a question. We'll have to get to it later, but he's requesting. He says, "I've been listening to Georgia on My Mind quite a bit lately. Can you play your version?" So maybe you could play that later.
Okay.
In a few minutes.
All right. You let me know when. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Okay. So great question here from On the Road Again. Hi, Rich. At this point in your life and career, do you still personally practice or just maintain chops? If you do practice, then what do you work on?
Okay. Well, what I do, I get up every morning and I practice. That's the first thing I get is a cup of coffee. Second thing is I get is the guitar. Some mornings are a lot easier than others. Like this morning was really rough because, man, I was so stiff. I don't want to complain to everybody, but I do have a rheumatoid arthritis. And so it kicked in really good this morning. So what I do is I get up and I'll just sit down and play. I don't play too many scales unless I take that back. I do, because in the beginning my hands can't do chords. It's just too hard on them. So I get them going with some scales. But instead of playing scales over and over and over again, I like to improvise. So I woke up this morning and I thought, Girl from Ipanema. So and then I'll stumble onto a lick. Like, let's say it was this little phrase. And I might take that all through the permutations of the key. Wow. just mess around with that, you know? And it gets me thinking in the key, and it gets your fingers moving. And then I might, if I am stiff and I need some more stuff to practice, I might do something like this. Instead of playing a straight scale, I might eliminate the fourth, which we talked about many times about the hexatonic scale. And then I might play some kind of sequential thing. And et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Do that kind of stuff. But then mainly I'll just play and play, and then I'll stumble on something, and then I try to develop it, try to work it out, maybe work some kind of exercise out surrounding this little deal that I discovered. So that's kind of my routine. Now, I just got a book. I left it on the table. It's a book that I really played a lot when we were first married, and it was the 25 daily exercises for clarinet by Closet, and I just got another version of that book. It's not the same one, but it has all this stuff. And you're reading that whole thing. So I've been kind of messing around with that last couple of days. That's my routine. I don't really try to sit down and learn something new. If I do sit down to try to learn something new, I learn it in such small fragments that it's almost crazy. So 4 bars at once, and you play it all over the neck. And you pretty much got those 4 bars. And then you move on to the next. That's
nice.
My routine.
He on the road again also had this question kind of piggybacking off that. He said, I'm looking at starting online guitar lessons. What is more profitable, a subscription site, Zoom lessons, or online courses?
Well, it kind of depends on where you're at.
Yeah, like where you're at, what you want to learn, and how much kind of time you have, maybe too, and But I would suggest
how dedicated you are.
Right.
We're gonna be launching a new thing. We probably shouldn't talk about it too much, but just to give you an idea, it's going to be like an intensive where we probably do like 2 half-hour lessons a week with somebody just to keep on top of them so they progress. What usually happens is, they're not, if you take a lesson every 2 weeks, it's a casual kind of thing. This thing, we're going to focus in on some things and just do it every twice a week and just make something like that. And then we'll have some lectures and all that good stuff. But does that make sense?
Yeah. I would say on the road again, I would say you should email him, rich@guitarcollege.com. And like I said, we have this new thing coming up, and you might be a good kind of thing for you. And like I said, we have all those different avenues that you just mentioned. So if you called him, you could hash out over the phone the best way to go, since we do have basically all of those. We have the subscription site, we have the online course, and then now we're going to start this new intensive thing that's really focused on Zoom lessons. Email him, drop us your phone number, or give us a call, or get in communication with us so we can talk to you about it and have a little conversation about it. And that, I think, will be your best bet, is to really kind of talk it out.
Yeah, in the past I've done one Skype lesson with somebody just to figure out where they're at. So it depends. You're kind of responsible for your own education, but this new intensive thing is going to be more like I'm responsible for it. Crap.
Anyway, so moving on here, Paulo, how's it going, pal? He's back in the house. Still no progress on the Royce Mech banjo. We're still working on that.
Yes.
But he has a question. His comment says, "Hi, Rich. Hi, Wes. Hi, Royce Mech. Rich, how much do you think a L5 in the 1950s is worth?"
Whatever it sells for. They're all over the map.
Well, what's the range?
8,000 to 20.
Wow.
Condition, availability, that's Norman says this. It's really supply and demand. A 50s L5, it depends. Is it, what year? Does it have PAFs? Does it have P90s? All that is a variable. A 50s neck is a little bigger than your traditional 60s necks, so anyway. So it depends. It depends, man. It's a rough one. It's like buying almost a rare coin, so except you can play it. A rare coin, you can't spend it.
Yeah, got it.
Got it?
Yep. Marvin Forte, afternoon from Chicago.
That platinum town.
I like his questions here. Any advice on holding your own at a jam session? How do you avoid the ego trap and have fun? What do you do when you're called in a tune you don't know?
Well, you generally don't play it then. You'll go ahead and sit it out.
Yeah, that's when you go to the bathroom. You're like, oh, man.
The problem is with some of these jams is you want to make the experience for those who are playing with you really nice. It's not about you. It's about the cats you're playing with. So whatever the song is or whatever it is, you want to contribute to them, okay? So what the best thing is to do is to, forget about the ego, like, hey, I got to prove something or whatever it is, and just try to improve what's happening on the stage. Try to find a niche to sit in. And, if you've got 3 guys going, you don't need a 4th. So what you might do is just go play like a horn section thing, or you might do a rhythm thing. You listen to the hi-hat, and you might go, something that's going to groove with this. So that's my thing. You want the overall picture, the overall sound of the jam session to come up a notch. And if you've ever done any kind of studio work, you kind of learn this lesson. It makes no sense if one guy's going for another guy to go like that. What's the point of that? I see it all the time. And so you want to go, so that's the deal. You want to find a part that contributes, because you're either going to contribute or you're going to take away, one or the other. Okay, so just try to fit in. Forget about any ego. The best thing to do is to really listen hard to the hi-hat. Focus in on what is the hi-hat doing. Okay, focus in on that. And by the way, if you're playing rhythm parts, your volume of your guitar, here's the hi-hat. Here's where your guitar is, okay? Not like this. Okay, you want to hear that hat. No, and this is one of the big problems with jam session. Guys don't listen. They don't listen. They jump up there and they get a sound and they rock out. And then now the drummer's got to compete. The drummer doesn't have a tone control, but and a volume control, but he can regulate his sound. But you got to play to the drummer's volume. So if you do that, the people around you are going to love it. They're going to say, "Wow, that's nice, man. I really like what you did." Now, when it's time for you to solo, don't be shy. Crank it up and just blast, okay? Just do what you can and try to be as melodic as you possibly can and play something memorable and melodic. So you don't always have to go, you can go. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. That's my advice for jam sessions.
Awesome. That was good. Good job.
Thank you, Wes. I'm glad you Wes approved.
Yeah, that was extensive.
Can we open the door now?
No, almost. So hopefully, Marvin, you got something out of that. William Cole said, Rich, my only objection with most inexpensive Archtops is the poly finish doesn't allow the wood to reverberate, so I find the upper register sounding thin sometimes. Do you ever experience that?
All the time. I agree. Totally in agreement with you.
Yeah.
So, do you want to talk about this guitar now?
Let's go. We got just a few more questions. We're almost there to the end here. Let's see. Mick Mac asked, in a context of major scale in a 2-5-1, could one use melodic minor modes?
Sure. Which melodic minor would depend on what you're doing. And playing over a 2-5-1, is that what they said?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if I'm playing A minor, it depends on how long I'm on this A minor, but if it's A minor. So as soon as the A minor hits, that's Dorian, right? So key of G. As soon as the D7 hits, that's a whole can of worms because now you can play all your melodic minor scales. The scale of choice to bring out the most of the altered tones would be the melodic minor half step higher than the D7. So E flat melodic minor. And then that resolves the G major. So here's what I have. I have G major. And then I have E flat melodic minor. And then back to G. All right, now if I wanted to, I could play, that's going to give me all the altered tones, right? The flat 9, sharp 9, third, flat 5, sharp 5. If you don't want to do that, that's a lot of altered tones. I think a nice place to start is playing harmonic minor, not melodic minor, harmonic minor based off the home key. So if I'm in the key of G, I play the A minor, here's a G scale. As soon as that D7 hits, I'm now going to play a G harmonic minor. Now, okay, and then now resolve back to G. Now, the worst tone you can play when you're playing in scales thinking this way, if I'm in the key of G generally speaking, the worst tone you could play is G. So you kind of avoid that note. So if I play an A minor, it sounds okay. But when I play a G, major 7, it doesn't sound so good. Now, when I'm going to go to the D7, flat 9, sharp 9, or sharp 5, that comes right out of the harmonic minor scale. So you want to grab one of those tones and avoid that G. Because listen, you don't want to go. And it just sounds dumb. It doesn't sound cool. Going to the A there is nice. Here I am again, G major. And then G harmonic minor. Back to G. And then, hear that? So I think that's one of the best places to start using an altered tone. Like I said, when you compare a G harmonic minor, that gets this sound, or this sound. It doesn't have the flat 5. Flat 5 is very dissonant until you start hearing those notes. It doesn't do any good. You know, it's like, you know, so that's what I would do. And you know who showed me that? Joe Pass, speaking of which. So I think I've told this story many times. You know, he said, you know, he had me play over a chord, and he said, "Oh, is that all you got?" And I played it. Here's a C major 7. He says, "Play. Let me hear what you're going to play over that." And I said, he said, "That's all you got?" I said, "Yeah, that's all I got." He says, "Try going harmonic minor." So, over the 5 chord. So anyway.
And then let's see, Simon Cowan. How's it going, Simon? He asked any advice on accompanying a female jazz singer.
Don't do it. Yeah, sure, man. I've had quite a bit of experience with that. I think the first thing you do is you say to your friend, you say, "Look I want you to just sing like you're in the shower, okay? Don't wait for me to play a chord. I'll set up the key so you know what key you're in. Just sing like you're in the shower. Don't wait for a chord for me to play for you to keep going." All right? Because we don't want to go, what song are we going to do? Autumn Leaves. Don't go. And she's waiting for you to play the chord. You know, what I like to do is I would set it up for her. I would go. And then she's going to go, "The autumn leaves. Da-da-da. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do." Then you could maybe start on some rhythm. Now, once you start playing a bass line, you're pretty much That's the problem is if you start playing a lot of bass notes and stuff, always then what happens is you're locked in and you miss it so much when you stop. So try to do it sporadically. Ba-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. Ba-dee-da-da. Ma-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da. When all them ladies down. So, and then the other thing that is very helpful with accompanying a singer is to have a chord melody of the song. Because you know exactly where the melody is, you know the chords, what goes under there. And so that's really important. Because another reason, too, is, for instance, they might do this song, Autumn Leaves, let's say they do it in B flat. Da-da-dum-dum, or G minor. Now it comes time for you to play a solo, right? And now I've just changed keys to your chord arrangement. Now, let's say we're at the end of the song. Now you got to get her back into the other key, right? So you might, you tell her you're going to modulate, and then I'll bring you back in. And generally you set it up with a big fat 2-5-1, and then boom, there she is. So that's my approach. Keeping it simple, sporadic. Don't wait for me to play. Pretend you're in the shower and just sing the song. Easy peasy.
Man, you're on fire today.
Must be all those pain pills I took.
Man, when I showed up this morning, he was not. I was like, oh, yikes. Is this even going to happen today?
Actually, yeah, so I took double the prednisone.
Yikes.
Double the Vicodin this morning. I only take half of one. This morning I took one. And then I leave, and then now some ibuprofen and my methotrexate. I'm like loaded up, man. It's like, I should have had a shot of whiskey to go with it.
Yeah, or at least like a hot toddy.
Yeah.
Ivo Machado, who is watching right now from Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Oh, wow. Cool.
He was wondering, can you play a snippet of Cherokee? It's just a snippet.
Sure. What key is this? I don't know what key I'm in now. I thought this is in B flat. Yeah. something like that.
Huh. There you go. There you go, Ivo. There's your little
there's your
a snippet.
There's a snippet.
Nino asked, Wes, do you play guitar? And yeah, I do. I'm not a jazz player. I have a couple acoustic guitars that I strum around on and sing and play and write songs. That's
You write some good songs, man.
thanks. Yeah, but haven't written anything
You
in a
ready
while.
for some news?
Just about. There's one or two more quick questions here.
Hi, Eddie Davis.
And then we need to talk about that guitar. Mick Mac asked, how about your intensive Zoom lessons? How long should student commit? So we're working out all the details on that, Mick Mac, price range included. But we're going to be looking for some so-called beta students very soon in like the next couple weeks. So I'll put our email.
Really?
Yeah, we're doing this. We're launching.
Master beta?
Yeah. So okay. So I'll put the email in the chat and then email us and then we'll stay in touch cuz yeah, like I said, we need beta students real soon. So but again, price range and length is not set in stone yet, but probably like between 8 and 12 weeks would be the length. But
yeah, I'm thinking more like 8.
Yeah, well, we'll see about that.
Okay, why don't you do a little news?
Okay, a little news.
Go.
Okay, a little news. Where's my thing? Okay. Awesome. Stand by. When you come back. All right, sorry about that. I can't find my paper. Where is it?
Oh, come on, you don't need no paper.
Yeah, man, bummer. Is it this one? Crap. Okay. Oh, got it right here. Sorry about that, guys. So this is more like actually like bass news. So yeah, guitar news. Still a cool story. A lot of you guys know Major League pitcher Kenley Jansen. A lot of you guys live in LA. He was like a big deal for the Dodgers, their closer for several years. He's now on the Red Sox. And about a week ago, he had a huge milestone, 400 saves, put him at number 7 on the all-time saves list. But to celebrate, the Red Sox got him this custom Fender jazz bass. He's a bass player. I bet you guys didn't know that. So this 4-string bass has his jersey number on it. It has, it has his name. It also says 400 Saves Club on it, along with the logos of, the 3 teams that he played for, which is the Dodgers, Braves, and the Red Sox. So Jensen's apparently a pretty avid bass guitar player. He this makes it his 5th bass that he has in his collection, which kind of is surprising to me, given the fact that he makes millions of dollars and he probably can afford a million basses. But yeah, he started playing bass apparently in 2018 when he was on the Dodgers. Says he has an uncle who was a great bass player, and when he was growing up on the island of Curacao, which is off the coast of Venezuela, he said he used to always watch his uncle play, and then his uncle really wanted him to play. Never really picked it up, though, until his uncle finally died in 2017. Then he's like, yep, I'm going to have to start playing bass. So he says he likes playing Motown, R&B. He says he's been getting really into gospel music.
All right.
Which is pretty cool. So, and then during the season, he says he plays every day, but he doesn't take his guitar on the road with him during the season. And he says he also doesn't perform for his teammates, but he loves playing at home in front of his wife and his 4 kids. And he has
plays bass in front of him?
Yeah.
Like solo bass?
Solo bass. And he says he has one public appearance playing bass under his belt. He says he did a recital, a Christmas showcase 2 years ago, and he says he absolutely nailed it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so
Well, that was nice.
that's Kenley Jansen for you. Yeah, he's a big deal. He's a great pitcher.
Look at
Man,
him. He's a big dude.
I would
isn't he?
not want to go up to bat against him, man. He throws really hard. And then another thing,
Do you want to continue with the news, or do you want to wait?
yeah, no, I have this one other thing that we can. I don't know. What do you want to do? I have one other thing to talk about.
Wait. Now we'll jump back to you.
Okay.
Otherwise, we got to keep it up.
Okay, got it.
Otherwise, you get boring, man.
So I do have one. I'll tease what I got coming up. I wrote an article about the 7 best cities for guitar players in the U.S.
Oh yeah, that's
The top 7 best cities. So think about what you think those are, and then we'll see if my list matches up with yours. And I'll tell you right now, there's 2 cities in there that you're going to be like, huh?
what?
Why is that on there?
Do you think Fresno's in there?
No, it is not. It is not. And all the cities are major U.S. cities. They're not
Major.
going to be like, a Atascadero or some rando little podunk city. These are all big cities. But like I said, there's going to be 2 picks in there that are going to surprise you. So stay tuned for that. That's coming up.
Okay, thank you, Wes.
Brought to you by Walmart.
Walmart, Guitar College, man. The Walmart of guitar lessons.
Okay. Do you want to answer some questions or talk about the guitar?
Let's talk about this guitar.
Okay.
Okay.
And then maybe you could play Georgia on My Mind on that guitar when you go to demo it out.
Well, maybe, but I didn't plan on doing that, but I will do that. But
Well, yeah, that's.
I'd rather do a Joe Pass thing.
Well, is that a track or a fingerstyle?
Fingerstyle.
Okay, cool.
All right, so this Epiphone, and I guess it's Emperor Joe Pass, right? Wes, I want.
It's a Epiphone Joe Pass signature Emperor 2.
Okay, whatever. It's got a lot of names. Wes, did you ever find a picture of him actually playing one of these?
No,
I don't think you can find one.
no.
Yeah, it's like the Barney Kessel, guitar. You find a picture of him playing one. Now, never mind. Let's go back and now talk about this. So these are very inexpensive, and to be honest, it's a lot of guitar for the money. I don't know how they do it. So it's heavy. I've felt heavier guitars. Gibsons, but they're bigger. But it's heavy. Like they said, it's 16-inch, but a poly finish. The wood will never breathe under the circumstances and age. It's sealed in a capsule, basically. At least this side is. Underneath isn't. It looks to me, it looks like it's a spruce top, I think. Yeah. And it's maple sides and back. And the neck looks to me like it's a solid piece, or it's so well done. It could be a couple of pieces, a 3-piece neck. I don't know. We'd have to look the specs up on it. Rosewood fretboard. It's got the stock bridge, which it looks like ebony, but I don't think it is. It's painted that way or stained, I had to move the strap button because of this. It drives me nuts. I hate the strap button there. I think it's a lot of guitar for the money, without a doubt. I'll tell you what I had to do for this. Now, I bought this at a guitar show in Santa Maria. The guy brought it up to me. Hey, would you be interested in one of these? And so I bought it. And I've always been a little bit reluctant to show the guitar because, I don't know. There's some lower line guitars that I think are really super, like the Strombergs, if you can find one. You can't find them anymore. They're really hard to find. The Guilds, those are nice. The lacquer, the finish on it doesn't seem as thick on the Guilds. What else are some low line? Ibanez, there's a whole slew of Ibanez's. But this Emperor has got a nice feel. It's got wonderful dimensions, 16-inch, 25. I assume it's 24 3/4 scale length. Frets are nice. They're in the right spot. You know, they got the machines to make it right. It's got nice tuners. The tuners seem just right on. Let's take a look at the back of this, Wes. There's the back. Looks almost like cloth there, doesn't it? Now, and it's got like triple binding, 5-ply binding. Good grief. All the way around. And this guitar, you know, they're like this between, 6, 7. I've seen them as high as 1,000, depending on what guys have done to them. I think the pickups are a little weak. They're kind of a funny sound. I'm going to mute it. That's what it sounds like. If we mute the overhead a second, Wes. So the guitar
sounds pretty good.
It's got a nice sound.
Yeah, when it's without the overhead, it's pretty dark. Pretty cool.
Now, what I did is I did my trick of raising the pickups rings off of the guitar and let that top, even though it's sealed in super glue or epoxy, whatever it is, that's okay. You know, it still will vibrate a little more with the top, a little more freer. And I had to get rid of some fret ends on here that were a little, so I smoothed out those frets. I had to cut the nut a little better. It was too high. And what else did I do? I cleaned it all up. There was something else I thought I did. I don't know. Anyway, but that's what I did to this. Now, I know some guys that have had these, and they put new pickups and new wiring harness in it. And I think it made an improvement on the guitar. But this is it, just stock. Except you got to set them up. And just like any guitar, it could be a Gibson. You got to set it up, you know. They don't come from the factory. They can say, "Oh yeah, this is all set up." Well, not for me. So, yeah, it's a pretty nice guitar for the money. It's like, good grief. So I'm going to let this one go. I don't see any reason to keep it to you, Wes.
No. I mean, it is cool. Yeah. Like I said, I like the sound of it. Yeah, sounds good.
The frets are nice frets, nice size. You know, they've got the machines to, you know, everything is precisely dialed in now. Everything's cut. You know, they got it down. And it's got a nice big headstock. I think, you know, some people might not like the looks of it, but I got no problem with it.
Somebody asked what the body depth is of it.
Yeah, it's a little. I'm going to say 2 3/4. I don't know exactly what it is, but that is what I'm going to say. And let me get out this trusty here. Two and 3/4, something like that.
There is a couple gripes about the Emperor too,
Oh, yeah?
and
What's
that
that?
is well, a couple people said the same thing. Two Blue and I believe Clown Force said the headstock is terrible, but I don't know. I don't mind the headstock. I think it's kind of
It's just a headstock.
yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I like a bigger headstock. It's just got a little more mass. You know, I think that's important. I like that, you know. Doesn't have the biggest pitch, but that's okay. Whatever.
And then the one thing that I find a little weird about it is it's so glossy. Like it looks like the amount of clear coat on it is like
Yeah.
an inch thick.
Yeah, it's
It's like a coffee table or something. Or like I don't know.
It's
It
like
look-
decoupage.
yeah, it looks kind of funky for sure.
Yeah, it's got a lot of that on it.
But it does make it look really clean and nice, though. You know what I mean? It like I see an upside to it, and it's just kind of weird. But then again, it looks brand new.
Well, in this one, this is a wonderful example because this son of a gun has not been played. This particular one hasn't been played much at all. The fretboard had a tiny bit of dirt on them. I mean, sometimes I'll get them and they're just filthy, and you know they've been played a lot. But this is cleaned it all up, you know, and polished the frets, and it feels pretty nice. So, you know, you can pick these up, and you might have to do a little bit of work on them, but that's you should know how to do work on them. I personally, I think it's pretty nice. I'm not gonna take this over any of my other guitars, but if I was starting out and had this, I'd be happy. I'd be happy as long as it played the way I got it now. So I think it's pretty nice.
And I mean, I don't know. I was looking over here at Reverb. You know, you can get them for under 600. A couple of them on here for under $600.
Yeah.
I don't know how beat up they are.
See,
but-
there's one for 11. Why is that 11 and the other one's 6?
Yeah. I don't
So
know.
it all depends, you know. You have to look at it and figure it out. But be prepared to put some money into it as far as having it set up really well. You know, I put my strings on it. You know, we got to get those cameras because this would have been a good one to do the little video on.
They haven't came yet. They shouldn't be here. We ordered them like last week. And those are cameras for our guitar bench, so we can shoot videos
Right.
working on guitars. But Lush Productions turned me onto this, and there you go. There's your guy
Oh,
playing
okay.
playing one of these guitars.
Yeah. You
Or
know,
I don't know if it's one of those, but that's an Epiphone.
I'll tell you something about the fretboard on this one is that when I first got it, looking at it, I'm thinking, God dang it, this fretboard is flat as can be. I don't know what the radius is, but I mean, it just seems flatter and wider than other guitars. I had to measure it. You know, usually I can tell. I thought, man, that's 1 3/4. Well, it's not. It's 11/16. But I don't know if it's because the fretboard seems flatter. I'd like to know what the radius is. I didn't check that, but it doesn't feel like 12-inch. Feels like 16 or something, you know.
What is the width on it? Someone asked.
2 and 3/4.
And then 16-inch, right? Body.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
And then there was also a question here that was kind of curious, and that was, what is that guitar modeled after? What's it based off of?
That's a good question.
But then Paulo said that the Emperor is based on the Emperor. It was a great guitar back in the 30s. Have you ever heard of that?
Sure. Yeah. But I thought the Emperor, the real Emperor was fatter. So yeah, this is 16-inch.
Because it's not like an L5, right?
No, not at all. No, it's like a skinny 175 with a, I don't know what it's like.
Oh, so were they talking about one of these guys? Oh, that thing is weird.
Yeah, that's something.
That
Yeah. Wow.
interesting.
Cool.
That was 19. Yeah.
Oh, well, anyway, let's play a tune on it.
Yeah.
And I'll play a little tune, something in the style of Joe Pass. Something like that. Anyway, yeah, it's I got this playing great, set up real nice. Here's the back pickup. Anyway, there it is. The Joe Pass Emperor, not a bad guitar, and priced right. So,
Is that on the site yet for sale for photos and stuff?
No.
Yeah, I took photos of it, didn't I?
no, I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, I did.
Well, it's not on the site.
Well,
Just call me if you want it.
Get on it.
It's a lot of work, man, putting it on there.
Well, I took photos of it. So.
Okay.
There you go.
Any other questions about anything?
Yeah, there's more questions. Hold on 1 second. Hold on, just finishing something.
The thing, Wes, are you gonna? You have some more news stuff?
Yeah, I had
Well,
that
no, not yet. Hold off, Wes. I know you're jumping at the bit.
I'm not.
Hey guys,
You're.
Hey guys, if you would, Wes, if you like what he does, give him a tip, will you? Because I'll give you a tip. He could use a little money, gas money.
Yeah. I'd use any kind of money that.
Yeah.
For this service that I provide each week. But yeah, there is tip jar links in the description if you feel so inclined to help me out a little bit.
Yes, yeah, very, very important. He could use a little tip.
To go to the chiropractor for this. If you saw this bench that I'm this little tiny.
But bring
little,
your own chair. We're crying out loud.
Well, look at how much room I have. This one, a normal chair does not fit back here. By the way, this is like
okay.
I'm up against this thing. I got monitors everywhere. But thank God we still have this cassette player and all this junk on this thing because, God forbid I have an extra couple feet of room back here.
Feet is no way you can get feet. You can get an inch, maybe more. But
Okay, yeah, though there is some questions. Adam Falk says, let's see. Rich, I'm looking to just play acoustic rhythm in a big band sometime for the experience, but I don't know where I would start to even look for a band that would take on a newcomer. Any suggestions?
Well, find a big band somewhere. I don't know where they are. If you go to a music store that sells horns, you'll probably find some guys there, and you could ask some of the horn teachers. They would know. And so then contact them, and what you want to do is say, look, I don't know if you have a guitar player. If they have a guitar player, contact the guitar player and say, I'm interested in doing this, maybe study with him. Or you might also say, hey, I'd like, let me buy you breakfast. Let's go out. I want to pick your brain as far as playing in a big band, and you could become his sub or something like that. So there's ways of doing it. But yeah, I think you're going to have to go to a music store that sells horns.
Yeah, and that's what Eddie Davis kind of followed up with him too. He said, where I live in NorCal, there are either big bands or community bands in every town. If you get to know the horn players, they can kind of put the word out.
Yeah.
So just start showing up at those community bands.
So remember, there's 5 saxes, 5 trumpets, 4 trombones. So there's a lot of horns there. So they might all have connections and where you can start. So did somebody said something about playing in the pocket or something?
Yeah, hold on. I'll get to that in a second. Glenn Smith asks, what is a good upgrade pickup for an Ibanez AFJ91, an L5 copy? Single neck pickup, 16-inch lower bout.
Well, if you want the smoky sound, maybe Seth Lover 59. Duncan 59 or maybe a Seth Lover. I'm partial. If you want it really dark, the Shallers are dark. I like those. If you want kind of a brighter sound, that Reverend, remember that guitar I put that Reverend pickup on?
Yeah.
That was nice, man. That it was called the Rail Hammer. Real nice sound. There's so many pickups makers now and stuff. If you go to Stu Mac, you can generally pick up Stuart McDonald, pick up some of their pickups. They're not priced too much. If you want a little, I don't know. What kind of guitar? Oh, you said an L5, so it's a humbucker. Yeah, I think you can't go wrong with that. Or you could even put on a Classic 57, Gibson Classic 57. See what that sounds like. The difference is just, between all pickups is so little. It's usually the higher the output, the deeper it is, the smokier it is. So think about it.
And then Kirby had a question.
Kirby, what's happening, Kirby?
How's it going, buddy? Any recommended guitar stands?
Well, I like those tripod ones. Kind of like this one, but one that holds it by the neck is what you want, because if it just rests on the body, it can either way. So one that holds it by the headstock.
And then Nino asked, can you play a West song?
Yeah. Now?
Sure.
What time is it, man?
12:23.
So, I still want to play this 610 with I've got a whole bunch of stuff planned here.
Well, then get on it.
Okay, so
I don't know why you plan so much stuff when you know that most of the time just goes to answering questions.
Oh, that's true.
You could have saved yourself. You could have saved yourself some time.
Hey, well, this just
stuff.
happens to be up. Let's play this song. reverb. Anyway,
What song was that?
Going Out of My Head.
Got it.
So anyway, by the way, I wanted to just say, did you guys watch the videos that Wes put out this week? Like the one on the Heritage Sweet 16? By the way, the price on that is lowered quite a bit. And the thing on symmetrical dominant chords, which is kind of like under a weird idea. And then this little thing about jazz festivals. Boy, I got a lot of comments on that video, didn't you?
Well, yeah, because it's stupid. God.
You know, we ought to start a real jazz festival on the Central Coast.
Yeah, that's what somebody's comment was. You want to? It was like, you want a real jazz festival? Just get like some of the top YouTubers and do a festival.
Good idea.
You know, get you, Jens Larson, that few other guys. I'm sure they would be all chomping at the bit, and it'd probably do pretty well.
Probably
Because everyone would post their stuff from it on their YouTube channel, and then the next year, everyone would know that it existed.
Yes, right.
I mean, Jens Larson only has 347,000 subscribers. So, I mean, between him and a few other guys, you got 30,000. So, man, I'm telling you, what a way to pack the thing. Just do one, do it all kind of, virtual, more of a virtual format, and then the next year, turn it into a real thing.
What do you mean, do it one as a virtual?
Well, because no one knows who really, I don't know that you would sell that many tickets, so you'd probably book a big venue for your very first YouTube jazz festival, right? YouTuber jazz festival. You'd book a big venue, and then no one would show up because no one, A, knows who you guys are, and B, it's all new. But you do the one in like a virtual format, put it on your channels, boom, now it's in front of all these big audiences. So then the next year, they'd be like, oh yeah, I remember that. They did that virtual jazz festival, and now it's happening at a real venue. Like, I want to go.
Huh.
You get what I'm saying?
I think I do.
Yeah.
That's scary.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Hey, can you answer Chuck Crocker's question here? Could you advise me on soloing over dominant, flat 9, and sharp 9 chords?
Yeah, so if it's D7, sharp 9, or flat 9, if it's a flat 9 chord, you go to the home key, which would be G, and play harmonic minor. The flat 9 chord comes directly out of the harmonic minor scale. The sharp 9, though, you would play E flat melodic minor, and then that would give you the flat 9, the sharp 9, the flat 5, and the sharp 5. So, there you have it. Okay.
Can you do a quick example? Just a snippet.
Yeah. Here's a flat 9. Here's G harmonic minor. Okay, here's sharp 9 and flat 9. Here's E flat melodic minor. And then that could resolve to minor or major. What key am I in? Something like that. Boy, that's got a really acoustic sound, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Now this guitar would be a good one for your big band. So anyway, Any other questions before I do something?
Yeah. William Cole asked, have you ever heard Johnny Smith's version of Walk Don't Run?
I never have. Isn't that crazy? Sorry.
So wait, that's the surf tune?
Yeah.
Huh.
Well,
And is it all jazzed up or what?
I don't know. I don't know. I've never heard it. I don't know. Johnny Smith wrote it.
Well, no, that's the beauty of the internet.
That's right. Yeah, you can. The internet is quite amazing, I must say.
Oh man, hold on. Got some ads. I want to hear it.
Well, are you going to get dinged because you played it? You're going to get dinged. Don't even...
15 seconds, fair use.
Wow, that's cool. So
yeah,
is
that's
that
cool.
That can't be him doing it all by himself. He must be overdubbing, or somebody else must be playing with him, right?
I don't know, but that was cool. It'd be worth you. That'd be a cool song to do with your band.
Yeah, well, I did it. I thought I sent it to you. I will send it. Whatever that is.
Walk, don't run.
Oh. Okay, so here's the rundown on guitars, if you're interested. We have only one of the 535s left. Only two of the Eastman T59s out of 4 left. The John Pisano AR380, those are gone. You know what, though? I called the company. I said, can we get some more? And he says, no, they're discontinued. I said, I thought that was a pretty popular guitar. He said, yeah, that's one of our most popular Archtops was the John Pisano 380. They're discontinuing it. He says, So, I wanted to play a tune on this. Can you turn off the overhead for a second?
Yeah.
Tune, Spanish ballad, or Spanish romance. I don't know what. Nobody knows who wrote it. But that is a song, and I've got it on the library, and I was sitting down with it, and I was thinking, I'm going to go ahead and play this because it's just a great little tune. And when you play this song on your gigs, it just conveys an air, and I get more people, when they hear this song, they really dig it. They'll say, oh, I like that. Yeah, it's So that particular tune, man, so it's E minor, right? And then it goes to E major. So if I'm playing this song, I really like to just improvise on it. So I'll do something like, you know what, you kind of stretch it out, you know. I like to do that. It's just kind of fun. You might try doing that. So you might, instead of, hey, here's the end. And then the E major. Something like that, just kind of messing around. You know, you understand the harmonic structure of it, and use that technique, and I think it's fun. By the way, I don't have the chops, the classical chops, to really play that correctly with like this. So I cheat. I go. And then. As opposed to these three. Anyway, a fun little tune, man. Spanish, romance, ballad. Somebody said on here, etude. Anyway, cool little tune, huh?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely recognizable.
Yeah. And like I said, it's experiment with and improvise on it. It's really fun. So. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Anything else?
No, I think we've gotten to all the questions. Yeah.
Did we ever do that? I don't think we ever did that. We'll have to do that sometime on the live stream. I have a track for that. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Want to do it?
Yeah, sure. I don't do it. Yeah.
Might have to turn the track up. You know, sometimes you just get lucky. I haven't played that in, geez.
Yeah, that backing track's interesting.
Yeah.
It's got some.
Those are my backing tracks, man.
Yeah, that was from 1988 or so.
Yeah, man.
Best comment of the day comes from Don Spain just now. Oh my God, pop song. Are we at the Montreux Jazz Festival?
Yeah.
Love it. Oh, that's funny.
Here's one of my jazz hits.
What's the name of the Eastman model? That's a 610 AR610CE, right?
Yes. Yeah, pretty sound, isn't it? Well, you've heard it a bunch.
Eddie Davis asked, do you know the story of Dennis Sandoli?
No, I don't.
Sandol, the guitarist from Philly who was in the Tommy Dorsey band and taught Pat Martino.
No.
He's like the Howard Roberts of East Coast guitar instructors.
No. No, I don't know. No, I do not know. Anyway, there you have it. We lost some viewers during that.
You always think we lose viewers. Is that that's how live streams work, is they come and they go. And it's anybody's guess why. But I almost tuned out during that, so I could feel them. Let's see. Ever had to tackle Webb's MacArthur Park back in the day?
No. No, but I've been to MacArthur's Park.
Oh yeah, musician for a week. Can you play Wes Montgomery's The Thumb?
No, but I have one.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I don't. I don't really know that song. I know it's real easy, and I should know it, but I don't. I'm sorry. Such a loser.
Man, yeah, you suck.
I know.
You're useless. Like that guy said last week. That comment.
What did he say?
Man, you're useless or something like that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I have no use for you.
I have, yeah. Be gone with you. I have no use for you.
Yeah.
Why don't you just turn it off? Jeez, now why do people do that? Sometimes people can be very weird, you know?
Can you play? We had a request earlier for Georgia on My Mind.
Oh, sure, yeah, Georgia.
I don't know if they're still with us.
Are they still with us?
I think it was it Simon?
Simon says...
Oh, no, it was Roy Rodriguez.
Roy.
Roy, still in the house? Because...
Pardon me, Roy. Is that the cat that chewed your new shoes? Oh, boy. Boy, it's getting sweaty in here. What was it going to play, Georgia?
Yeah. There you go.
There you
Nice
go.
job. That sounded good.
Thank you.
That guitar sounds good. I like that
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy playing. And
For sure. For
it's getting
a
sticky.
few $100s.
I know. Jeez, what do you want?
Yeah.
Jeez.
I like it. Yeah, so there hasn't been any more questions. Anybody got anything else? If not, we should be getting close. I'm gonna pay off on this 7 best cities for guitar.
Okay, yeah,
players.
pay off. Do it, Wes.
Yeah. All right. So put the link in the description. So if you guys want to read it, read the whole thing, you can. It's on this site called guitaristnextdoor.com.
Why don't you put the camera on you?
It's a guitar website that I was hired to write a little bit for. Anyway, here we go. So the 7 best cities for guitar players in the U.S. are number 1, Nashville. Not much of a surprise there. So basically, how I came up with this was I looked at the musical reputation of the city, the proportion of music-related occupations, average annual income for guitar players, 1-bedroom median rental price for an apartment, cost of living index, number of small music venues per capita, number of musicians per capita, and approximate number of guitar stores or stores that sell guitars. So I used a bunch of different sources to find all that information. And yeah, number 1 was Nashville. You can make a pretty decent living there, and the price for obviously there's tons of venues. Probably that's number 1 for venues. Very close to number 1 for musicians per capita. Oh, dang it! I'm frozen. Crap.
No, I was frozen. You want it on you.
I know, but it's.
Oh, that was weird.
Yeah, the thing is frozen. Bummer.
Oh, bummer. Well, continue. I think we can still.
Yeah, no. So Nashville's number 1. Austin, Texas is number 2. Let me see if I can fix this real quick. Hold on.
So, did you get a number on the average income for guitar players in any of these cities?
Yeah, the average income for guitar players in Nashville is $40,739.
$40,000 a year.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, I'm back here.
That's like what, $800 a week, $700 a week.
And then the median price of a 1-bedroom apartment is about $1,700. So it's that's one thing that I kind of like. I wanted the list to be like where you could actually go and make a living.
Right.
I don't know why. There we go. So here we go. I'm back now. So yeah, Nashville is number 1. Number 2 was Austin, Texas. Austin obviously has a ton of venues as well. Not quite as many musicians there. So the reason I put musicians per capita, because that's like, you'll have more bands to play with. You'll have more guitar buddies, blah, blah, blah. You get it. So the average income, though, for guitar players in Austin is almost 57 and a half per year. And
so it's more than Nashville?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah, and the 1-bedroom price is a little bit cheaper. So Austin's a pretty good bet as well.
Wow.
Number 3 is Memphis. So Memphis has quite a few venues, but the annual income for guitar players is $39,455, which is real close to Nashville, but the 1-bedroom apartment rental is only $900 in Memphis. So it's almost half.
What was it in Nashville?
About $1,700.
Good God. Geez.
Yeah. So you're saving a lot of money on rent there. There's not as many musicians though in Memphis, and there's not as many venues, but there's still quite a bit relatively.
Yeah, but there's a lot more stabbings.
LA was I put LA number 4. LA, the reason I put LA is because obviously it costs a lot to live there. $2,400 for a 1-bedroom apartment. You can make $69,000 there. But the cool thing about LA is that you have a really good shot of maybe being discovered there, as opposed to other, which then, if you find a band to play with that goes on a tour, or, you have more, I think, opportunities in LA just because it's such a music centric city. Although it is very expensive, it's not as expensive as San Francisco, Boston, or New York City. So, and especially since there's so many outskirts areas of LA, you can find a place to live for a little cheaper, and then you still have all the glitz and of Hollywood, and there's tons of recording studios,
Sure.
tons.
And they're dropping out.
Number 5, New Orleans. So New Orleans is you can make $43,000 there, $1,500 for your apartment. There's a lot of musicians there. There's a lot of small venues as well. So they have about as many small venues as Austin. Not quite as many musicians, but still quite a bit. So it's definitely a good place to be a guitar player. And number 6, Minneapolis.
Really, Minneapolis.
Yeah, so a lot of people would be like, "Huh, Minneapolis?" So I put Minneapolis because $1,200 for an apartment, but the average income $60,000. So it's quite a big jump over say New Orleans, which is at 43. Nashville was at 40. You can go there and make $20,000 more per year. So I don't know. And there's a lot of musicians in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Musicians per capita is 53. So that's pretty close to where Austin sits.
What was it in Nashville?
Nashville is 127. So Nashville blows the competition out of the water.
As far as
Yeah,
how many
LA is 49, which LA being 49 for LA is huge because there's 3.7 million people, at least in the stats that I use, compared to in Memphis 600,000, Austin has about 1 million, Nashville has 700,000. So like for there to be 49 musicians per capita in a 3.7 million person city, that's pretty crazy. But yeah, so I liked Minneapolis a lot because kind of a smaller population, yet it has tons of musicians, and 1-bedroom apartment rental $1,290. So that's actually pretty reasonable, especially if you're bringing in $60,000. So, and then Pittsburgh was number 7.
Pittsburgh,
exactly. So Pittsburgh also pretty cheap on the apartments. You can also make a pretty good living there, 50,000 or so. Population is a little bit smaller, not as many musicians though. But it definitely has a pretty robust musical history, to be honest. And
Really?
Yeah, and it's kind of just been it's seen kind of the most growth in the last 20 or so years in terms of that. So yeah, I didn't add, there was some honorable mentions in there, obviously New York City. The reason I didn't put that is because it's so expensive to live there. Same with Boston and Chicago. There's a lot of venues and a lot of opportunities there, but it's like trying to make with the average income that a guitar player brings and then the rent price, it would be really hard to make that work,
Yeah.
because the income that you're bringing in say New York City is real close to LA, except for apartment is like 3,200 compared to LA is 24. Seattle just didn't quite have expensive as well. Las Vegas has had a lot of venues, but again, it was pretty low on how much you would actually bring in, which I was surprised by. So
You'd think Vegas would have more venues, but nowadays
It does have a lot of venues for sure. Again, it was like the amount you could bring in was pretty low, and yeah, it just didn't quite. Like I said, it didn't seem very realistic. So anyway, if you want to go, if you want to read this, I put the link in the chat, and it's right there on the homepage. But yeah, it's pretty cool. We're hoping now. So we just published this a little while ago, and now we're hoping he just hired some press company to kind of put it out there. So hopefully you'll see it in on a guitar website or something soon. Guitar World or guitar.com or something
guitar
like that.
website coming near you. Well, that's awesome, Wes.
Yeah.
I can't believe that Pittsburgh was up there.
Yeah,
Really,
Pittsburgh.
So you got to deal with the weather, though, man. God.
Well, Minneapolis.
Yeah, really. Yeah. No,
But I mean, it's the same situation. Then you go down to New Orleans and you're going to sweat your ass off. So what are you going to take,
Yeah.
Meet in the middle in Kansas City. So yeah, anyway, hopefully you guys can check that out and read all about why I picked the ones I picked.
Yeah, that was very good, Wes. That's interesting. So, it'd be interesting to see. Okay, you live in Nashville. Your average income is $40,000, and let's say you work 3 gigs a week or 2 gigs a week. Say that's 100 gigs, right, a year. So that's 400 gigs. That's $400 a gig, right?
Yeah, I think you would be having to do more than 2 gigs a week.
Yeah, you probably would.
I mean, if you're probably doing more like 4.
But they got studios there, and if you're in the studios, man, but not everybody can be in the studio.
All right, and I don't think that your just everyday average Joe guitar player is going to be in the studio because there's so much competition there.
Right, yeah.
Musicians per capita was 127
Yeah.
compared to like down in Memphis, which is like 32. So it's like there's like 4 times as many guitar players there. So I would imagine the average guitar player's gig is like playing on Broadway in one of those
for
honky
tips.
tonks, right?
So when you say per capita, you per 100, per 1,000, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow, that was very interesting. Well, guys, I want to thank you for joining us again. We've done it again. We another one for the books, and Jacob. About time he showed up. Mission Viejo, and Eddie Davis. Thanks for you guys all coming together here. Had a wonderful time. And we'll see you next week. Next week, we're getting closer and closer to camp. It's like, whoa, man, it's like 3 weeks away.
Yeah, we got to figure out a game plan for what we're going to do. We have to do something, try to do something live there, right? Oh, I guess the internet would be a problem, though, huh?
Well, don't they have a good internet connection? They have, especially if we were in the cafeteria.
Yeah. We should do your Q&A session live.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, that would be that. But maybe you can move it into the cafeteria that time.
Yeah, cafeteria. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's a good idea.
There's your neighbor with his Harley.
Yeah. Get your motor running. Anyway. You know what this means? It's time to say goodbye to all our family. We'll see you next week. Thanks again. Here's Johnny. We'll see you later.